Hey, welcome everyone. This Saturday morning class, Yin Yang class, and as I really just feel myself lately that I need a little bit to calm down, to slow down. So I'm adding a little bit more Yin in my classes, a little bit more slow flow, and but let's see what we're going to do this Saturday morning. I hope you feel like moving your body and going inwards a little bit. The topic is about listening. As often we are not so good in listening. A wise person told me once, there's a reason why we only have one mouth and two ears. And first of all, of course, the listening to others, it's very difficult. I discovered myself, and probably I'm guilty as well, for sure, that when I don't feel so good, it's quite comfortable for others around me as well, and they are like to help me to get over that uncomfortable feeling, and they are saying all kind of things. Oh, you should do this, or you should read this, or you should see this movie, or maybe you have to practice this and this and this and this. And it gives me all resistance, because actually when I feel sad or feel angry, I just want to actually be with that sadness or be with that anger. And when I share it to people, the only thing I actually need from others is that they listen, that they also say like, hey, it's okay, you're welcome. And I'm sure I'm guilty as well, because I love to help people and I love to give advices. So it's definitely a lesson for myself, but I just wanted to share it. Today in the practice, we're mainly going to try to listen to ourselves, because the best thing what we can give to others is often the best thing what we can give ourselves, and vice versa. So the best thing what we can give ourselves is often the best thing what we can give to others. So listening, we're going to practice listening to ourselves in this practice. So come and lay down onto your back. I'm going to stay seated, but just find a comfortable position to lay down. Make it yourself comfortable. And lay down as you like to lay down. So when you're at home, you can even bring maybe your lower leg around on top of the couch, for example, or on top of a chair. Maybe you like to keep your knees bent. Maybe you just straighten the legs out into this Shavasana pose. Maybe you want to support your heels, knees, the back of your legs, and maybe the back of your head. Maybe a small little pillow. So make it yourself comfortable and start to listen. What do you feel at this moment? What is present? What kind of sensations can you feel and witness? Or is your attention maybe still too much in your outer world? And then just be patient and slowly, slowly guide the focus more and more to the direction of your own body, your own space, and slowly enter your inner world. Maybe feel your hands, feel the sensations of your hands. Feel the sensation of your feet. And with your eyes closed, how can you possibly know for sure that your hands and your feet are still there? When you maybe are very sad or angry or feel helpless or any strong emotion is present, then it's very difficult to listen to that still, gentle voice of your heart. So step one is to really become quiet, to slow down. And let's start with a pranayama, the 4-count breath. So rather than to try really, really hard to follow my guidance, see if you can just unfold, let the practice unfold by itself. But what you're going to explore is me counting the breath, and you try to follow the 4th path breath. There's a hold, a retention into the breath. That's not for pregnant women. So if you happen to be pregnant or just don't feel like holding the breath, then just skip that and just continuing breathing in and breathing out. In other direction, it cannot harm anything. So in other options, so just you can practice with me. So what we're going to do, we're going to breathe in for 4, we're going to hold for 4, we're going to exhale for 4, and we're going to hold for 4. So it's all the time a 4 count of holding, inhaling, holding, exhaling, holding. And we're just going to continue doing this for like a minute or so. So make it yourself comfortable. If you want, you can place one hand onto your belly, or maybe 2 hands onto your belly, into your diaphragm area, or just sit or lay down. What's the best for you at this moment? And then you can close your eyes if you not already had close your eyes. And then exhale, exhale. And then inhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale, hold, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and just breathe. Normal. Observe the body. And experience if you maybe now reach a little bit more your inner world. As if it's because of the pranayama, because of the breathing exercise, it's easier for you to make connection with your inner world. Breathing exercises are really, really useful to stop that first yelling and screaming and chattering and blah, blah, blah of the mind. Because we don't want to listen to that layer. We want to actually listen very close what's deep, deep, deep inside of us. And slowly bring your knees into the chest. Hug yourself in and make some rocking movements or move from left to right. Or maybe you stay still, just bringing the knees into the chest. And then slowly roll to your favorite side. And then slowly come towards the seat. And then we're gonna sit into this kind of butterfly pose. And if you want, you can close your eyes. And then with your own hands, you're going to massage your feet. And you cannot really do it wrong. Don't be shy. They're your own feet. You can really just feel your toes, around the toes, the top of the toes. Maybe press with your thumb or with your fingers. Maybe in the arch of the feet. And sometimes maybe you can feel and spot that it's actually hurting. Maybe you want to stay there a little bit. Let the shoulders become soft and round. Maybe it's a nice thing to do is you're gonna try to interlock your toes. As we can interlock our hands, you can also interlock your toes, but we need our hands for that. So you can really just place the toes in each other. And if you have a little bit of tall toes like me, I'm sure it's maybe easier, but or it's maybe more difficult, but it's never impossible. So just keep on trying. You can either stay here if you are having your toes sipped or just come out. And maybe it's not working, so don't worry about it. Just keep on massaging your feet. Maybe even you want to massage your calf muscles here. So this is a time where we cannot really have massages. Well, maybe from your flatmates. But if you live alone, then you have to give yourself a massage. And it's actually really nice to do that, to make connection with your own hands and your body. To feel also, are they warm, are they cold? So try to maybe move a little bit more slow. And start to listen. Where do you want to be touched by your own hands? Maybe you just want to hold your hands still. Maybe a little bit more of pressing. So you can continuing doing this, but we're slowly going to move into a butterfly pose. So we start with a yin pose. So we're already in this pose. You're just going to round forward. You really allow your spine to round. Maybe you want to shake a little bit. Yes, no. If you feel too much tension in the knees, you can maybe bring your feet a little bit closer towards your pubic bone. If you have your feet a little bit further away, it sometimes can cause a bit tension in the knees. But just see how it works for you. And you can support also your legs with blocks or books. You can sit onto a blanket. That is also nice. For some people, if you feel like it's difficult for you to have the weight forward, come and sit on something. So if you feel like you're actually going backwards, then lift up your hips. So we're just going to stay here for a couple of deep breaths, sinking in. Maybe you're still massaging your feet, maybe not, relaxing the hands. And this forward fold is a beautiful honor towards yourself. What is it what you feel right now? And can you welcome it? Can you really welcome whatever you feel? So honor that what you feeling or experiencing right now. And when there are challenging things, maybe there are a lot of thoughts still or fear, or they are not being asked to heal. They actually been asked to help in the loving awareness of yourself. So just hold yourself, relax, surrender. Listen, really listen very close. Stay present. What is your body telling you? Learn the language of your body. And your body is not talking or speaking with words. But every sensation is communication. Listen. Listen very close. Without giving advice. Without trying to heal it or fix it. Just be there and let your body speak. Let's give ourselves another 3 deep breaths in this butterfly pose. And then we very slowly come out. We really take our time. So no rush. And maybe you like to place your own hands under your knees or thighs to slowly help your knees back up with the muscles of your arms. And then you can lean back in the so-called beach pose. You can separate your feet, let the knees come to touch. And just for a moment, just feel the rebound of this butterfly pose. Like often when you come out of a yin yoga pose, you really feel a lot of stiffness or weird sensations or energy flowing. And I can only explain and tell about what I feel or what I have experienced. So go within and listen. Be patient. Try to relax also in the not understanding. Because often we feel things in our body and we're like, yeah, I feel it, but I have no idea why. Why do I have this pain? Or why I get this sign of my body? I don't know. But maybe it just wants to be heard. Like what I said. I just wanted to be heard. No advice. Just knowing that it's okay. So tell your body it's okay. In whatever form you found it this morning when you woke up. It's okay. If you want, you can come onto your elbows. Keep your feet as wide as the mat and let the knees just go to one side and then up again towards the other side. So just windshield wiper your knees from left to right. You can still even close your eyes and just feel the sensations around your hips, the sensations around your legs, your knees, but also your core, your breath. What else is there this morning? And then slowly come up a little bit more. And then we continue in doing this, but now you can lift up the hip a little bit more. So you actually lift up one buttock, you twist a little bit with your upper body and still moving your knees from side to side. So your feet are still separate, as wide as the mat. So the knees have really space to going down all the way to the floor. And again, don't worry if it looks a bit different. You're probably doing it very good. It just looks different in everybody. Everybody is different. So that's why we have to start listening to our own body because we need different things. Okay, you can keep doing this or lift up the arms. And when the knees are going to one side, your arms are going to the other direction. Okay, let's do 2 more. And then bringing the hands behind you again. And then find all the weight into your right hand, lifting up the left and lift up your hips. For this kind of wow thing pose. Lowering down the hips and change side. All the weight into your left hand, lift up your hips. Just do this a couple of times. Inhale, come up. Exhale, go down. Use an inhale to come up again. And while doing this, try to listen. Listen to all the sensations of your body, your feet, your breath, your fingertips, but also your right ear, your left ear. Okay, let's do two more of this. Lift up of the hip, lift up of the hips. And then slowly come back. Now press yourself up towards a squat pose. And again, if this is really not nice for you, coming to a butterfly, bringing your heels really close and start to butterfly your hips up and down. So this is an option. Otherwise, come with me into squat pose. And then we're going to move one knee down and the other knee down. So we're actually moving the femur bone, the big femur bone, into the hip socket. Like a monkey, you can play a little bit onto close to the floor. And then slowly straighten out the legs, come up. You can bend your knees a little bit, just hang into a forward fold here. And maybe you want to swing a little bit from left to right. Slowly let go of your arms and then roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Very slowly pull the navel in, strong legs, shoulders hang heavily down, and then slowly roll yourself up. And we're here into the standing Tadasana pose, slightly bending the knees. And just really feel your body here. Listen. And then slowly come to the front of your mat. Hands in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up. And on an exhale, forward fold and down. Take a deep breath in, come up halfway. And on an exhale, downward facing dog. You can bend one knee, try to straighten the other leg. Just walk the dog on its spot. And then you can lift up one leg. And then you can see if you can just draw your own name in the sky with your right foot. First, you can try it with a straight leg. And then try to draw your name also with your knee with a bent leg. We're actually just warming up the hips here. And then do the other side. So lifting up the other leg. And then start to write down your own name into the sky. And then bend your knee and try to draw your name with your knee also in the sky.
And if you have a very short name, you can also take your last name, family name. Or just make some nice movements here. And then bend both knees, look between your hands, slowly walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat. Take a deep breath in, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold and down. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Take a deep breath in, opening up the chest. Exhale, forward fold and down. Bending the knees, swing your arms forward and come into Utkatasana. And exhale, forward fold and down. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, back into your downward facing dog. If you want, you can still wiggle a little bit or find a little bit more stillness in your down dog. And then lifting up the right leg. Bend the right knee and opening up the hip. And from here, swing your right foot all the way forward in between your hands and come up into a high lunge. Opening up for warrior two. Take a deep breath in, reverse warrior. And on an exhale, side angle bend. Inhale, reverse warrior. Move the arms in front of your body. And exhale also. Make a little dance with your hands here. Inhale. Exhale. Then bringing your left hand down, heel up, and the right arm up. But this time really opening up. So bring your right arm as far as you can bring it. And then slowly come back. Downward facing dog. Let's wave ourselves forward. And then from a high push-up plank, just let the weight sink into your hips. So no chaturanga. And come into an upper facing dog. And then we wave ourselves back again into downward facing dog. Lifting up the left leg. Bend the left knee and opening up the hip. Downward facing dog split. And from here, swing your left foot all the way forward in between your hands and come up into a high lunge. Opening up, warrior two. Take a deep breath in, reverse warrior. And on an exhale, side angle bend. Inhale, move your arms in front of your body. So point your right hand towards your left knee. And exhale, point your left hand towards your right knee. And then bring the right hand down, the right heel up, and left arm up. But this time bring your left arm really more towards the back. So you're opening up the chest as far as you can, just opening it up. And then bringing your left hand down as well. Step back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, wave yourself into a plank pose and just let the weight become heavy into your hips. So drop the hips down. Now opening up the chest into an upper facing dog. And then press yourself back into a downward facing dog. And then bend both knees, look between your hands and slowly, step by step, your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward fold and down. Inhale, come all the way up. And on an exhale, hands in front of your heart. Interlock the fingers behind your back. Take a deep breath in, opening up the chest. Exhale, forward fold and down. Bending the knees and swing your arms forward for Utkatasana chair pose. And exhale, forward fold, bringing your nose as close to the knees as you can. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and come to a high push-up plank. And then let the weight drop into your hips and come up for upper facing dog. And then press yourself back into your downward facing dog. Lifting up the right leg, bend the right knee and opening up the hip. From here, bring your right foot in between your hands and come up into a high lunge. Opening up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And on an exhale, wave into that side angle bend. Inhale, reverse warrior. Point your left hand to the right knee and wave. Point your right hand towards your left knee. One more time, breathing. And exhale, twist your lunge. And this time bringing your left hand down, your left knee down. Your left hand was already down. And your right hand goes onto the right knee. And then open up that right foot all the way to the side of your mat. So there's a little bit more space in between your left hand and your right foot. And then take a deep breath in, really opening up the chest. And now look over toward your right shoulder. And see if you can press maybe a little bit with your own right hand toward your right thigh. And then slowly come back. And then see if you can gently bend your left leg, left knee. And then reach with your right hand toward your left foot. And see if you can feel that stretch. And maybe you're just reaching and it's already enough. And slowly come back. And then bring your right foot back towards the center. Now slide your right foot all the way backwards and up, bending the right knee, and see if you can stay here in down dog split or flip your downward facing dog. So all the weight is going to be in the left hand. Lift up your hips. And slowly come back, downward facing dog. Maybe you want to stay here. Or maybe you're just lowering down for a moment, your knees to the floor, and have a rest in child pose. And then let's meet each other again in downward facing dog. Lifting up the left leg, bend the left knee and opening up that hip. And swing that left foot all the way forward in between your hands and come up into a high lunge position. Opening up, warrior two. Take a deep breath in, reverse warrior. And exhale, side angle. And again with the arms in front of you. So just see if you can really flow with your arms. Make a little dance on the rhythm of your breath. And listen. Listen to the body. All these beautiful sensations. And twist your lunge. Open. Okay. Bringing that right knee down and opening up that hip a little bit more by bringing that left foot more towards the side of the mat. Take a deep breath in, really opening up the chest and see if you can really open, and the weight in the hip is going still forward and down, but I'm pressing space between my belly, my navel and my thigh here. Don't push too much towards this left leg. You want to actually keep the knee, the left knee, in one line with your toes. So maybe replace also the foot. And then maybe bringing the foot a little bit more back, just see what's possible, and then see if you can bend that right knee and see if you can reach.
Softening the face. Listen. Very good. Slowly come back. Bringing that left foot more into the center again. Hands flat onto the earth. And then slide your left foot all the way back and up. Bending the left knee and opening up the hip for down dog split. Option 1, stay here or flip your down dog all the way into the right hand. Turn your hips open. Replace your feet. Replace your legs. So it's more comfortable for you to just open up the front of your body. And then slowly come back downward facing dog again. Take a deep breath in. Wave yourself into a high push-up plank. And then slowly lowering down the hips. Keep your legs very active. Don't hang into your lower back here. And then press yourself back. Downward facing dog. And then you can bring both knees to the floor and everyone can have a rest into a pose of a child. And see if you can really listen again. Listen to the sound of your breath. And then from child pose, you slowly make yourself your way back into onto your belly. So we're going to lay down onto the belly. And then straighten the right arm to the side. But look over towards the left. You can place your left hand in front of your face. Bending the left knee. Now lift up your hip and turn a little bit over towards the right side so you can actually place your left leg behind your right leg. So for some people this is really abracadabra. So if this leg cannot stay open, you can just relax it. And if your head is hanging, you can actually place a block or a blanket under your right cheek or right ear to have a nice little pillow under the head. So it's a stretch for your right arm. So if you feel a stretch on the outside of your right shoulder, actually the front of your shoulder, that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. If you want more stretch in your shoulder, maybe you bring your right arm a bit more up towards the front of the mat. If it's too much, bring your right arm a little bit more towards your own buttocks. You can stay here, a couple of breaths. If you want, you can also bring your left arm behind your back. And then see if you can maybe first try to catch your right hand without moving your right hand. So only you're allowed to look with your left hand towards your right hand. Okay, and then if you want, you can move your right hand, start to interlace the fingers, and maybe give yourself a nice stretch there. But you can also just keep your left hand in front of you to actually push yourself a little bit more back. And slowly come out. Whew. And then let's go to the other side. So then straighten out the left arm. Look over towards the right. I'm going to look away from you now. Bending the right knee. Now lift up that right leg all the way over.
And then again, maybe take that pillow. Opening up that hip or relaxing the knee on top of the left leg. And if you want, you can bring your right arm behind you. Maybe first to start to look for your left hand without moving your left hand. So that's very difficult for me. So you can also now start to move your left hand. Maybe you want to interlace the fingers and give yourself a nice stretch there. Or you just leave your arm as it is and leave your right hand in front of your face. Wherever you are, breathe. And very slowly come out again. Just for a moment, stay still onto your belly. Your head towards your favorite side. And placing the legs together. And placing your chin onto the floor. And then, or maybe actually just look down to the floor. About 1 centimeter off the floor. So your nose is 1 centimeter off the floor. Your legs are active, so the knees are off the floor. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, slowly come up. And then actually you use an inhale to come up a little bit higher. Every inhale. And really feel that you have to breathe more high into your chest to actually come up even higher. Pressing the feet into the floor. And slowly release. Listen. And again, so the head is straight, 1 centimeter off the floor. Legs are together. And then take a deep breath in and come up. And then lift up the left leg. Only the left leg. And it's not only lifting it up, it's actually lengthening. So if someone is holding your left ankle and push it away, and at the same time you have this beautiful necklace and you want to show the world your necklace. But you're relaxing your neck. Keep the neck in the same line as the rest of the spine. Change legs. So now the left leg goes down and the right leg goes up. Breathe. And slowly release. Separate your legs, shake out your hips. And slowly push yourself back up to hands and knees. And then from hands and knees into a pose of a child. Maybe with your legs straight, maybe with your with your arms straight. Maybe with your arms alongside your body, or maybe with your hands into a namaste and bring them behind your neck.
And very slowly come back to all fours, spreading the fingers wide, tucking your toes, and press yourself into a downward facing dog. Then walk your feet slowly to the front of your mat. And then place your hands onto the floor. Bend your knees or place your hands onto a block or 2 blocks. But you have to bend your knees so much that your upper body is actually touching your thighs. And then without letting go, so really glue, put like super glue between your upper body and your thighs. See if you can try to straighten, or not straighten, sorry, try to lift up your sitting bones. So this is strong work for your legs. Feel the legs. Relaxing the head, relaxing the face, and slowly release, and slowly come all the way up. And then interlace the fingers behind your back. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, come again into a forward fold, but this time with your arms overhead. Now bend your left knee and twist with your upper body towards the right. So your left shoulder comes close towards your left knee, and you can look up. And then you can change sides, so you can bend your right knee, try to straighten your left leg, and now your right knee comes close towards your right shoulder. So you can just do this a couple of times. And slowly release and then come towards a seated pose. Shake out your legs. So we're going to work a little bit more onto the hamstrings, but more into a yin position. So you're going to keep your left leg straight. And I'm going to give you 3 options what to do with the right leg. Option 1 is to bend the right knee, the heel and the sole of the foot against the left leg. You can completely relax the legs, and then you can come forward. Of course, you can use the block to sit on, or to protect your knee, or even to place something under your knee like this. You can sit on something and also keep something under your knee, like this. This is an option. You can also bring your right leg over your left and come into this half shoelace pose, and then come forward. Again, you can support maybe like a blanket under your left knee if that feels good. Or, and then it's the last option, you can bring this right leg outwards, like as a runner pose, and then we come forward. So in all 3 options, we come forward with the upper body, but the right leg is different. And it has an immense different effect on different people. So you at home, just try out what is nice for you to do. And where do you feel the left hamstring the most? Where can you relax the most? Maybe you want to support your head. Oh. Just be still. Slowly diving into the pose. Maybe try one more time the other leg, or another, not the other leg, but another position. But then just stay with it. Become silent. Become soft. We need this kind of stillness to listen. Softening the eyes, softening the cheeks and the jaws, softening the shoulders, and see if you can really sink into this pose. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. So you want to feel this stretch or opening on the back of your left leg. You don't want to feel any sharp or pinching or sudden pain, but it's more on this kind of area on the back of your left leg. And depending on which pose you choose, you can maybe also feel it in your lower back, in your right hip, somewhere around your spine, your shoulders. And let's have 3 more deep breaths here. Just listen to the beautiful sound of your own breath. And yes, probably there's still the critical voice, the lazy voice, the restless voice, but let that just be more background music. So slowly we come out. And then we're gonna just go into the other side. So this time your right leg is straight and your leg is either into this seated tree pose, half shoelace, or the runner stretch. So which pose is for you today? Maybe you need to try things out. Maybe you can just feel it instantly. And I would advise you to actually take the same pose you did on the other side, now also on this side. Just gonna be here in stillness, surrender. Don't look for something. Just be. Just be with yourself. Like you are with your best friend. Relaxing the arms as well, and the shoulders. Softening the eyes, the face, the jaw. Just really become still to be able to listen. What a present you're giving yourself right now. Just really listening. And let's take 3 last deep breaths here. Really listen to the breath and feel what the breath can do for you in this pose. And very slowly come out. Take it easy to come out. Maybe you feel all this stiffness now. So maybe just before going to Shavasana, it's nice to just lift up 3 times into reverse tabletop. So take a deep breath in, lift up, and go down. 2 more times, inhale up. And the last. And then come lay down. And before you completely relax in Shavasana, see if you can just make fist in your hands. And really squeeze into your hands and your arms and activate your legs and make some funny faces. Just contract your whole body. And now relax. Yeah. Maybe you can say that to yourself as well in the living room. Yeah. A very natural pranayama is just to sigh and to arrive. So arriving in Shavasana, the last pose of every yoga class, to be complete surrender to what is, to giving up the fight, the resistance that it should be different, but just to allow to see how things really are. And only in silence and in slowing down the whole system, we can actually make contact with what is. So we need to slow down and we need to become a little bit more still and quiet to make contact with what is. See if we can make contact with what is at this moment, right here, right now. Slowly deepening the breath again. Moving your fingers, your hands, the wrists, the ankles, the feet. If you want, you can just give yourself a nice long stretch or bringing the knees into the chest. Make that movement your body is asking for. And then try to keep your eyes still closed and keep listening. And then roll onto your favorite side. And just stay here onto your side. And maybe you place your hands in front of your eyes. Coming home, where you can actually really listen. You don't need to do anything. Just by being here, it's enough. You're doing so much by just being here, by showing up. Very slowly, with your eyes still closed, you can find a way to sit so we can finish the class together again. You can bring both hands in front of your heart. You can bow your head towards your heart. So the busy, always judging and telling stories and have an opinion, busy mind bows here to the stillness of the heart. The mind always has something to say. But truly, there is nothing to say. Lifting up the head, lengthening the spine, and let's finish with one beautiful Om. Exhale completely. Take a deep breath in. And then bow to the stillness that we all have inside of us. Maybe you're going to stay a little bit more and longer still. Take your time, maybe continuing doing a nice meditation, or just today think of moments that you actually think like, hey, can I just maybe don't say anything and just listen? First and mainly towards yourself, and then maybe let's see if we can also practice it with others. And I will join you, because it's very easy to say, but maybe quite difficult to do. But let's try to listen more. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on this Saturday morning, and or whenever you're looking at, because you can of course also look this video on another time. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and please write any comments down below this video, and I hope to see you next time for my next class. Ciao.